pillow. So we're going to just take a seat, and you can actually use the base of your settee to have your back against if you like, and then you find an upright position. So you're facing me, and then we'll get started, and I'll just take you through a nice deep in practice and see how you feel. And it's great if you've done a weight session, it's nice to sort of break it down, and then it works quite well, you know, to deepen. So just get started here for a moment and just straighten the legs and put your hands next to your hips on the floor. So if you have your palms facing down, and press the floor, and as you press the floor, you activate the arms, and you press the floor and you move the shoulders down. You should feel the back body going in. Try and move the upper inner thighs down to the ground here. Because when you rotate the upper inner thighs down and stretch into your heels, you're doing mountain pose here already. And that function of the rotation of the upper inner thighs going down to the ground will bring the outer legs back into the hip sockets. So you get a really nice connection through the legs, then you stretch into the heels, you separate the toes, you press the floor with the palms, and you activate the arms. So we try and move the shoulder blades into the back. Nip the earlobes back so the neck lengthens, and the crown of the head's going to the ceiling. So just take time, close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and allow yourself to exhale. So choose your breath wisely to start. You can breathe in through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And eventually, of course, if you can breathe in through the nose, exhale through the nose. Try not to start the breath through the chest. You want to we want the breath to come in from the lower belly. So you can just take yourself really low to the lower belly and just expand on the lower belly, just breathing into the lower belly, breathing out of the lower belly. Take that moment. And then with the legs active, maybe you can bring the palms onto your thighs and just let the elbows bend a little. So you can feel how the top of your thighs feel here. And notice any sensations underneath your palms. If the muscle groups on your thigh bones are, heavy, shaking, because the legs are active, we're rotating upper thighs down still, moving into the heels. So it's a very active, what we call staff pose, replicating mountain pose when we do this standing. Stay with the breath. Just invite stillness into this particular posture. And then we're slowly going to open the eyes and bend the right knee. Bring the heel as close as you can to its own thigh. Interlock your hands around the shin, elbows out, and sit up tall. And from here, you bring your chest over your thigh and release the gaze down. And so the forehead comes after the eyes go down. And release the forehead, if you can, onto your knee. Go back to the left leg, rotate the upper inner thigh to the floor, because by now it wants to rotate out again. Take the elbows out to the side and press the palms into the shin, resting the forehead, rotating that extended leg, and breathe into this. So you want to expand the breath towards the elbows, going outward, and keeping that space as you exhale. Let the neck release, moving towards your hairline. So we rest on the forehead, and then you come towards the hairline a little bit as well. And then pressing that right foot, gaze up, and release that leg. Excuse me, let's do the other side. So then, heel as close as you can to its own thigh, interlock first. So connect chest to the thigh. You take your gaze forward, because you want to come forward, releasing the gaze down and then the forehead down. And then when you're settled, forehead to your knee, you want to rotate inwards a little bit. That upper and the right leg now, keeping the right leg active, elbows out, and go to the breath. And as you settle into this, bring yourself towards the hairline so you get a nice release in your neck. Soften through the abdomen. Stay with the breath. And then take and gaze up. Leave your left foot there. Bring the right foot close. Bring the heels as close as you can. Fold the forearms in front. And then again, you want to press the feet. Think inner heels down. Separate the toes. Bring the chest. Come forward with the chest first. Feel that opening through the lower back. Gaze forward. Gaze along the floor. Gaze towards your toes. And release the forehead down. So we try and work with the gaze rather than just work with the head, because the head will follow. You want to come from the base of the spine through your heart space, expand around the heart space, and then as you broaden in what we called opposite directions, so you're breathing in and then breathing outwardly in all directions. That's how you're going to get that space you want in the body. And then the compression that we have in this connection, in this seated baby pose, we want to breathe in and out of the compression. So whenever we're feeling compressed or tight, we go to the breath always. And then come onto the hairline again. Feel the release through the neck. Press your feet. Take an inhale. And please bring yourself up. And from here, we're going to put the knees on the floor and come onto a toe squat. So first of all, find balance. You can lift yourself up and balance on your toes. So the heels are off the floor. You can have your hands on the floor, so the toes are curled under, and have the heels up. If balance is a problem or you've got any joint issues around the toes, put the block underneath or a block underneath your heels. If you can get balance, try and open the chest. If you can bring your hands onto your thighs, we look for balance here. So just take a moment here. And try and keep your gaze eye level and a soft gaze. So we're just like looking for balance on the toes, heels off the floor. Excellent. Then we're going to put the knees down, keep the toes curled under. If you're going to get on the floor, just move back onto your yoga mat. Keep the toes curled under. Try and keep your feet together if possible. Go to the little toe and curl it under because it might get left behind. And then sit on your heels. And then again, palms on your thighs and try and sit deep into the heels. So we open up the feet. So take a few moments here. Close your eyes, and again, go back to the lower belly and just do lower belly breathing. So you're breathing in, outwardly, keep that space, sit deep into the heels and exhale. If it's unpleasant, you just come onto your hands and take the pressure off the toes. If your feet have been in shoes or you've been busy, you've been doing the strength training, then it's great for the feet to open up the soles of the feet. So take another exhalation here. And then put your hands on the floor, take the weight off the heels, wonderful. And then from here, you turn that into the knees wide, bring the heels together, and you come into a squat. Now, again, you can put the heels on the floor, or you can just leave the heels on your pillow or whatever support you sat on. So again, you bring the sides of the trunk through the upper inner thighs, bring your palms low and open your chest. So now we're opening up the hips. We're preparing around the hips. The heels are touching, the toes are out. And think about the upper inner thighs going to the ceiling. So stay here, feel the sacrum really opening up. And again, you're just taking a breath in and a breath out. If you want to close your eyes and go a little bit deeper, the lower belly here has a little space. However, there is obviously the constriction around the inner groin. So that's where you want to be taking your awareness and thinking, can I just keep the awareness of the upper inner thighs, groins going to the ceiling as I go lower with the tail. So you open up the base of the spine. And then you want to take the weight into the heels just a little bit, keeping the chest lifted. Exhale. And then hands on the floor. And then take an inhale and come back and sit. So you're back on your support. Extend the legs. Take another breath in and breathe out. So this is where you may want to use a couple of breaths. See how you feel. I don't think you need to use the chair, but you see how you feel. We take the legs a little wider than the hips, and we're just going to leave the right leg where it is. You're going to bend the left knee, and you're going to turn the left knee inward. So you take the foot out. So we're working through the hip joint. Of course, there's a little, there you may not have balance. See how you feel, because you're going to weigh down on the right side. And it's this side that is a little, so awareness on left buttock going down. You can move the foot out a little bit to create space. So you can take your bricks or one brick, whatever. If you have one brick, that's fine. Or you have two, wonderful. Put your hands on your bricks and then just slide the bricks forward and just be there. So you're thinking about working through the left inner thigh going to the floor and the right inner thigh also going to the floor. And then they're sort of going down at the same time rotating up. Feel that, close your eyes, come forward as far as you can. We'll leave the hands on the bricks and we'll release the chest down before the head. Yeah, make any adjustments you need. I'll tell you what you could do if there's a little bit of difficulty on the left side. Move your support, the pillow you're sitting on, underneath the right buttock. So the left buttock is not supported. So you'll find it'll drop towards the ground better. And notice if that little tweak helps you. Yeah. And then come forward. And then think sides of the body forward, then the chest, then the gaze, and then the head. Press the palms, soften the back, and allow the heart space to melt towards the floor. Go to the breath. Lengthen the exhalation. Feel the legs get heavy into the ground. Well done. Slowly slide the bricks back and moving the right thigh down. We're going to lift the left knee up, slow, and bring it through. Now, when I teach this like a normal yin, it's over a 75-minute class, and we hold the postures longer. So you get the benefit from it. I'm just giving you a little taster, and it's quite a long sequence. We just want you to see how you feel. So not a little bit longer than a normal hatha yoga practice, but not as long as we would in normally yin. Usually 8 to 10 breaths or 2 to 3 minutes, Some of these postures are held for 5 minutes. We're doing the other side. The left leg is staying where it is. Remember to move your support if you need it as you bend the right knee down to the ground. So again, find your structure, find your balance, and see how this side is for you. I know how it is for me, very different. It's just the way that my pelvis is. So yeah, see how you go. So if you need to support the left side more than the right, please go ahead and do that. I might do that on my side a little bit here. And then again, the hands are on the bricks, and you want to come forward in the middle as much as possible, even though we know we sort of fall to one side. Keep the awareness on the legs, so those upper inner thighs, as much as they go down to the floor, they also rotate up a little bit. So we're looking for an even balance. Separate the bricks if you want to, so you get an even extension forward. Think chest, and then gaze, and then releasing finally heart space towards the ground, and then the gaze, and then the head releasing, keeping the neck long, and going to your breath. And then rooting down with your thighs, take an inhale. Very slowly bring yourself up. And then slowly maneuvering that right knee back up. And bringing the right leg forward. So go back to both your legs together. Sit in the center. And again, bring your palms next to your hips. Press the floor. And focus on the inner heels going away, upper inner thighs going down. Press the floor away, sit tall, observe, close your eyes. So hopefully the legs have got a little more grounded. And you have a little more opening around the groins and just that little more space just underneath the lower belly. Okay, moving on, bend the left knee. This time the right leg stays exactly as it is, it's spacious. We're moving the left foot across the right. Now we're going to cross the thigh over. So you're going to move it further over, move it further over, move it further over. So you're resting, you're crossing your left thigh onto the right thigh. It's not on the knee. And you can hold on to the ankle with your right hand. Stay there. So this is a shoelace pose. So we know that left buttock has come off a little bit, fine, and the right thigh is going to go down. Take your breath, put the hand on the left brick, keep a hold of the ankle to start with, and come forward. So as you come forward with your left hand, we're keeping the hand raised because we want to keep the lift in the side body. You can put the hand on the floor, of course, but I'm keeping it raised, so I want you to get a little more space through your back body, so to open up the back chest because the thoracic gets heavy and tight. If you can manage to rest the left foot, the outer edge of the left foot on the floor, you're not going to slide onto the right knee. You take the other break and you bring your right hand forward as well. And then you extend forward, think chest over your left thigh, gaze along the floor, chest, gaze, head coming over. You may be able to rest your forehead on your left knee. If you can, that's fine. If you can't, that's okay. Just settle in deep. So it's already quite deep through the legs, and you want to go to your breath. So you need to go to the abdomen. You need to observe. You need to go into that feeling of where the compression is, and you need to start breathing into it and breathing out. Allow the left glute to open. Allow the right leg to get heavy. So the deeper you go through the right, you're opening through the left. Last exhale here. Rooting down through the right leg. Take an inhale and bring yourself up. Down. And very slowly across. So as you uncross, you go back and sit again. Extend. Palms next to your hips on the floor. Press the floor. Sit tall. Close your eyes. Observe. Just observe the left thigh, right thigh, left leg, right leg. Observe the energy in the left knee. Exhale. And opening the eyes, bend the right knee. So bringing it close, walking it across. So the foot goes across. So see if you can maneuver the thigh over the left leg. Hold the ankle with your left hand and sit up tall. And just observe how the right hip, the right buttock connects to the floor. As you root the left leg, left thigh, going inner thigh down, right hand on the brick. And once you're settled, then you can manage to let that left foot rest on the floor, left hand on the brick. You slide yourself forward again, thinking, lifting lower belly up, coming through your chest, then your gaze, and then your head. So again, just allowing the left thigh to settle. And as the left leg gets heavy, allow the right thigh, the leg to descend. And see if you can let that right glute buttock get heavy as well. In with your breath. Soften the abdomen. And take an inhale, please, for yourself. Slowly. Root down, slowly bring yourself up. Excellent. And very slowly uncross. And moving to the heels. So moving the upper inner thighs down, hands next to your hips, and just sitting tall. Exhale. So leave your hands where they are. Move the upper inner thighs down. Lift the chest up and come forward. Think chest. Spread the buttocks. Think chest. Gaze along the floor, past your big toes. More chest, more chest, more chest. We'll take one hand at a time on the bricks. With the bricks, with the palms on the bricks, we know we're keeping the side body extended. So as the chest comes down, you can extend, slide the bricks, so keeping the hands. You can even raise the height of the bricks if you wish. It feels quite nice when you do that, so you don't feel like you're failing through the heart space. There's openness, and then you can just release your head and your gaze down. So the neck is long, And just allow yourself to breathe into this light nerve stretch, feeling the extension from the heels, through the back of the legs, through the spinal column, as you exhale deeper into it. Breathing in, breathing out. Again, breathing in, breathing out. And again, helping yourself up. Go down. We'll leave the bricks to the side now. Actually, leave them on the front of your back. We're going to turn. You can just come and face the front. I'll do it from the side. So we're coming onto all fours, and you find your all fours. So the knees are underneath your hips, and you've got that lovely space to the side body now. Your hands are a little bit in front of the shoulders. Separate the fingers and find your all fours. So the tail over the heels, the feet are flat, and look forward. So just press the palms, think about those straight arms again, moving the shoulders away from the ears, and just observe the space. You just breathe into the side ribs, pressing the floor, staying active, exhale. Again, breathe in, exhale. Right forearm's going to go on the floor horizontal in line with the mat. And your left hand is going on the brick, which is going in front of you. Your forehead will rest on your forearm. Press the left hand on the brick and just settle here. So you're going to melt the left shoulder blade towards the ground. And again, go to your breath. Let the buttocks really spread out. Don't come forward, don't come back. We're staying in the middle. We want to melt this heart space to the floor. Press the forearm, press the left hand. Activate those arms. So you feel it in your back. Exhale completely. Take a deep breath in and slide that brick back in line with the right hand and bring yourself up. And then go back onto all fours. Press the hands and just be here. 4-point kneeling. Close your eyes for a moment and observe. Observe that left side compared to the right. And again, you're breathing into your hips, breathing through the ribs, exhaling. Left forearm goes on the floor. And then again, the right hand on the brick. As you take that brick further forward, you rest your forehead on your left forearm. And now this time, as you ground down on the left, the right arm is raised, the palm is active. You're going to melt that right shoulder blade towards the ground. So noticing, observing that space around the armpit on the right. So it's the armpit, chest, connecting to your shoulder blade, connecting to that area in your thoracic spine that you can soften while you're here with your breath. Take another breath in. Breathe out. And then slide that right hand, the brick back in line with the left. And press and inhale, come up, well done. And then stay still, press the floor away with your palms, your arms, just be still, observe. Now you're going to keep the hips where they are. They will have a tendency of moving either forward or back. Keep them where they are, look forward. We're going to go to melting heart. We'll do our best to see what happens. And start walking the hands forward, not the hips back or forward. Hands forward, hands forward, hands forward. Chest down, chest down, chest down. Perhaps chin down or forehead down. So the palms are pressing, the arms are really engaged. If you really have to put the forearms on the floor, okay. But try and keep them off the floor because we want to get the heart space to go down. And then you have all that space that you've created, and you see if you can breathe through the ribs, soften the thoracic, and touch the heart towards the ground. Exhale. Try not to strain or force this to happen. Feeling more than forcing. Exhale through the mouth if you need to. Release the forearms if you need to. One more exhale. Very slowly bring yourself up. Well done. And just press the floor with your hands. Take a moment. And do a cow position, open the chest forward, that's it, and then draw the belly up, go into cat, round your back to neutralize. That's it, do that 2 more times. So come through, come into cow, press the floor, lead with your tail, and draw into cat. Once more, deep breath in, open cow, and lead with your tail, draw up through belly cat. Stay here, keep lifting the lower belly up, 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 up to the navel, round the back, stay, breathe into your back. Exhale through it, come to neutral spine. Done, come and lie on your back and have a head support because you're just going to go into a pigeon to align the hips. So you come, you have a pillow for your head, so your chin is towards your chest, your feet firmly on the floor. Just put your palms on the floor next to your hips and take a moment. Allow the shoulders to settle, the palms to settle, and notice how your tail sits on the floor here. And the base of the spine. So you move the tailbone forward. Exhale, left outer ankle onto right thigh again. So we're crossing off this time into just a square. Flex that left foot. We're just going to stay here. Press the right foot. Take a breath in. Breathe out. So you're just going to keep this for a moment. Stay with it. See if you can bring softness through the left groin and around the abdomen. Keep that left ankle onto the right thigh. And you're going to take this arrangement, this square that we've created, and you're going to maneuver both knees over to the... So let me just check. You've got the left ankle on the right thigh. So you're going to move to the left. Down you go on the floor. That's it. Leave your hands where they are. You may land on your left palm on the back of the hand because the palms are on the floor. Let it go. If you need to maneuver the right foot to the right a little bit, walk it to the right, go ahead. So you get a good drop. Stay, keep your chest in the middle, and just exhale. Just breathe in and breathe out. Pressing the right foot, slowly bring yourself up. Well done. And if you move the right foot, you need to walk that back in where it came from, release the left. And then adjust your tail forward. Take a moment, observe. Other side, outer right ankle onto left thigh. So just above the knee, flex the foot, stay still. Find your center around the tailbone. And with an exhale, slowly you're going to maneuver both the knees over to the right, down. And if you need to move the left foot to the left a little bit to get that drop, you may land on the back of your right hand. Breathe in, breathe out. And then you're pressing your left foot slowly in order to bring yourself up and walk that foot in if you moved it out and release the right. Leave your feet hip width, tuck your tail forward and stay for a moment. Feet are hip width. Take a breath in. Exhale completely. And from here, you're going to slide. You're not going to lift your feet. Scrape the left heel all the way down the mat. Extend into the heel. And then relax the foot. And now go to the other side. Scrape the heel all the way down the mat. Extend into the heel. Relax the foot. So the outer thighs rotate to the floor. The upper inner thighs towards the ceiling. If you need to move one leg a little wider, because that's what your body needs, go ahead and make that adjustment. And the arms just simply rotate in the other direction. So when the arms rotate, the back of the arms, the back of the hands are on the floor. You want to move the hands towards the thumb side so the palms are facing up. So it creates more space around the heart. So you take your awareness to your abdomen and observe the inhalation as the abdomen rises on the inhale, and observe the exhalation as the abdomen releases. Try not to control anything. Allow the legs to get heavy, the pelvis to open, stay open, side ribs, back ribs, front ribs moving towards the ground. Rotating the shoulders to the floor, back of the head heavy. Close your eyes, take a few moments and allow yourself to go into a deep state of rest. So I'm going to leave you resting. You don't have to come up at all, Hannah. Just stay where you are. Take a few more moments in your resting. If you take a longer rest, then it becomes a good Shavasana. Then you should really rotate to the left to come up if you're going to stay long. If you're just going to stay for a short time, it's normally it's said you just go to the right. But if you're going to take a long Shavasana, then you're really calming down the nervous system. Then always turn to the left and keep that energy. And then you bend your knees and you support yourself with your hand on the floor to come up. Okay, I'm going to very quietly come off screen and I look forward to seeing you next week. Namaste. Have a good evening.